Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the Synact webinar on saving time and clicks with some D365 tips. As you know, we are recording this webinar, so at the end of it, we will share it with you, and you can then share it with your team if you find some tips and tricks that you think will be useful for the rest of your coworkers. As you know, this is listen only, so if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to chat them into the chat window, and I will go through them at the end of the webinar and answer any questions that come through. We can also follow up at a later time. If something comes up later, just feel free to email in to support@synact.net, and someone on the team would be happy to help you. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some tips to save some time and clicks within Dynamics 365. Now, as we work with our customers, a lot of times when we get on screen shares with you, we see the way that users are navigating through the system. And a lot of times, the users might go kind of the long way about getting between different records or between different views of information within the system. And we thought here at Synact it would be beneficial to kind of put together a list of some things that we think could help all of our users kind of save some steps and some clicks within Dynamics, which thereby is going to save you time when you're working in the system. So here we are in my demo of Dynamics, and I am in the dashboard section. Now, a lot of you use dashboards and you think about them let me show you in a second here, like this dashboard, you think of them as being charts, right? So you're looking, say, like at a pipeline of opportunities or where something is in a status. One of the other super handy things that you can put on dashboards are list views, right? So not only can you have some charts, but you could also have some list views. And list views are super helpful when you're kind of managing the stuff that you're doing within Dynamics. So I'm going to navigate back to the dashboard I was on, because this has a variety of list views. And this would be something that, say, a typical user, maybe a salesperson or a customer service person, might have a dashboard similar to this within their system. Now, if you look at the three list views I have here, I've got my activities. Here's the stuff that I need to do, right? I've got my open opportunities. So these are, say, the projects or, potential opportunities I'm working on. And then, if I was a salesperson, I've also got my open leads here. So here are my new leads that I want to convert into opportunities. The nice thing about using a dashboard and where it really saves you steps is that you can access the records and you can even create new records right from your dashboard without having to leave it. So what am I talking about here? Let's say I'm reviewing my dashboard of my activities and I want to go ahead and create a new phone call. Right from here, I get my phone call window, right? And I can go ahead and say, call back person, going to be from me, and maybe I'm going to call Robert, right? I can enter his phone number, and the description of what I'm going to call him about. Right? Fill out my information, and I could go ahead and hit save and close. This phone call gets added, and look, I didn't leave my dashboard, so I can go right back to what I was doing. So utilizing the list views and dashboards, not only to be able to, say, access the information and click into it and look at that task and say, mark it complete, right? I can also create new records from here. So really handy if you're going through and say you want to update your opportunities, right? And say maybe, change the estimated close date to a later date, and then go ahead and get right back to my dashboard and get back to the other records and see what's going on in my day. So utilizing dashboards are handy because it gives you a quick snapshot of the information that you want to see from many different sections within Dynamics and allows it to be there on one screen. Now, certainly a lot of you have customized dashboards, and if you need any help kind of setting up a dashboard that works well for kind of your tasks and things that you do every day, feel free to reach out to support@Synect.net, and we're going to help customize a dashboard with you that will keep all of the things that you're working on in one quick snapshot for you so you can quickly navigate through them. All right. So sometimes when I'm looking at a dashboard, maybe I want to see the entire list view. So right now I'm going to go ahead and hit, of course, the 3 ellipses, right? That always gives me more commands. And in this case, I'm going to go see all records. Okay. So here I am now. You'll see I've moved to the activities section, and I'm in a list view of all of my activities. Now, I want to point out a couple of things in the list views that are going to save you some time and some clicks and help you get to the information you need quicker. The first thing is, remember, a list view, you can sort and you can filter. So maybe here on my activities, I just want to look at my high priority activities. I can go ahead and filter these by by my high priority, and then do things like maybe sort by the due date, right? So now I know, here's my list. I want to tackle these, high priority activities, and I go ahead and I click into one. All right. From here, I can go ahead, I can complete the activity, update the activity, do whatever I need to do. I can also drill in, right? Remember, these blue things are hyperlinks. So I could drill in and look at that account, although it's going to take me off of this appointment. I could still do, I can still go there and then use my back button to get back to that list view I was in, right? So using the hyperlinks and filtering a list view really helps to save you some time and clicks when you're in Dynamics. Now, another thing that I want to point out to you is recents and pinned, okay? In this navigation over here, these are 2 super handy features within Dynamics that I don't know if everyone's quite aware of. If you are, I'm not. I'm going to give you a quick refresher of how it works, right? So here in recent tracks the last 10 places you've been within Dynamics, whether it was on a record or in a list view or on a dashboard, wherever you've kind of navigated around to, it collects those in order, all right? And then down here, this pinned section actually takes items from your recent that you pin and keeps them here for you so you can quickly navigate to them. So for example, we were on that sales dashboard. If I pin it in my recent, what you will now see happen is down here in my pinned, I have my sales dashboard. I also have my activities list view pinned. So I can very quickly then navigate to my activities and say maybe they're, maybe my open leads list I want to keep handy because I want to look at that all the time. I can again just hit that pin and pin it so I can always quickly get to that information. So say you're a salesperson and you always look at your open leads, your activities and your, open opportunities. You could pin those 3 list views. So when you come into Dynamics, instead of say, clicking to opportunities, coming here, clicking on it, you can save a couple clicks by pinning it, right? So you can always very quickly get to that list view. So now that I've gone to these sections, right, I can go ahead and pin them. And if I go to my pinned area, you'll see I can get to my open opportunities and boom, quickly toggle to my open opportunities and then very quickly toggle to my activities. Right. So another list view navigation type of thing. I'm here and I'm looking at open opportunities. Remember, I can go ahead, I can sort, and I can filter by any of the columns within this. I can also use this search here, right, to search for something within the view that I'm in. So instead of using the search up here at the top, which does a global search of all of Dynamics, if I know I'm only looking for information, on opportunities from Datum, I can go ahead and use this filter right within my open opportunities view to very quickly find those opportunities that are related to whatever my search term is. Okay, and now say I want to go click in and look at this opportunity. I go into the record. One thing that is super, super handy when say I'm working through a list of leads or opportunities or activities or something like that is if I come up here to the command bar, right? First of all, back button will always get you back to the previous place you were at. But right next to that back button, we have this, I guess, piece of paper looking thing. And what this does is this brings up a fly out menu, right, of that list view you were in. So I could look at this opportunity and then go ahead and very quickly navigate to that next opportunity, right? And then I'm not hitting the back button. Okay, now I want to go back into this one, right? Oh, I want to go back. Let's go to this one. It's very easy if you use this flyout menu to go ahead and toggle around in your list. Another super handy thing, and I try to say this in all of my trainings with all of our customers, but I'm a person who likes to use multiple tabs within a browser, okay? The reason I do this is because I multitask a lot in my role. And so what's really nice is that you can hit the control button and click on something, say a hyperlink or on a record, and it's going to pop it out into another tab for you. So maybe I'm on this opportunity and I want to look at some history about the account, the ADatum account. If I press my control button, as I click, what you're seeing here is a new tab popped out for me. And now I can go through and I can look at all of the information contained on this account record for ADatum, right? Maybe I want to, look at notes from a previous phone call or tasks that are still outstanding, right? I can go through and do that here and then very quickly pop back to that opportunity I was working with, right? Or that list view, right? Get back to what I was doing. So by utilizing the control and clicking on the record, it pops it into a new window and makes it easier for you to toggle between multiple records within Dynamics. Okay, so you can look at things, get some background, and then go back to what you were working on. Okay, so another thing that can be handy and a way to save time within Dynamics is within your personal settings in Dynamics. So up here in your top toolbar, you will see the wheel or the cog or the pretty flower, whatever we want to call it. And if you go ahead and click on it, and you click on personalization settings. These are some settings within Dynamics that can control your personal experience, all right? So one of the first things that is super helpful is to check the records per page. You'll see here that my records per page is 50. You can actually go up to 250. What this allows you is within a list view, it will show 250 records in a list view before you have to go to the next page to see the next 250. So especially if you're looking through like big lists of accounts and contacts and things like that, the more you have per page, the more you can see, the less clicking you have to do to get to the next set of records. The other thing that I suggest is up here at the top, you have a way to control what you see when you first log into Dynamics. So for most people, we have the default setting based on your role, and you typically go in to see a dashboard when you come into Dynamics. Let's say you're a salesperson or something and you want to look at your opportunities, right? What you can do here is it might be set based on your user role. You can switch this to sales, which 99% of you, that is where your default Dynamics is. And then over here on default tab, what you'll do is you'll see all the different sections of Dynamics that you have, right? And say as a salesperson, I always want to look at my opportunities first thing when I log in. So I'm going to set my default tab to opportunities. Then every time you log into Dynamics, you're automatically going to be navigated to the opportunities section, right? From here, you can then pin whichever list view you want to see. So right now, my open opportunities is what's pinned. Maybe instead, I want to come in and look at all open opportunities because I'm a manager, right? So I can pin that and set that as my default view. And every time I navigate to opportunities, this is the view that I see. So I don't have to take the extra clicks to come here and then scroll through the list to find whatever list view I use all the time. So pinning these list views, right, definitely save you a lot of time and a lot of clicks to get to where you need to go. And again, combining that with this pinned section allows you to even avoid scrolling, right, through all of the views that don't pertain to you, right? If you only use my open opportunities and open opportunities, you can pin them here from your recent and then just toggle between them through your pinned without ever having to leave here and actually go to the opportunities section. So definitely a way to save you time. As we're coming on the end of this webinar right now, the one other tip that I want to give you today is to create records from within other base records. So for example, if I have to create a bunch of contacts for a particular account, what's a lot quicker to do is to go ahead and go to that account record and then add the additional contacts from there. So if I navigate to the contacts and I go new, I get a quick create, and what you will see happen is my account name's already defaulted, my business phone number, my address. So it's taking the base information from that account and utilizing it for the contact. So since I've got a lot of the other information filled out, I might just need to type in maybe their name, their title, and maybe an email address, right? And if I hit save and close, it's going to go ahead and save and close this quick create. But if I hit this little caret next here, it goes save and create new. And guess what? It's going to save that one, and it's going to keep this quick create up so I can very quickly add in my next contact. So when you're building those accounts with lots of contacts in them, creating the contacts from within the account saves you a lot of clicks. And then if you use the save and create new, it automatically pops you up that next quick create, so you can very quickly create multiple contacts at once. I hope that some of these tips were beneficial for you and you found some value, and I encourage you to share them with your coworkers so that they can save some time and do less clicks when navigating through Dynamics. All right, thank you everyone. Have a great day.